Let us come to the most important and a challenging part of this question paper. This year, CBSE has introduced a case study based question. There will be total 4 questions in this. And let me start with the first question. The first question is based on sunroom. Here we have a 3D picture of that room, and it has something very special. Let us start. Let me explain you what is the sunroom here. It will be built onto the wall of a house. The 4 walls of a sunroom are square clear glass panels. The roof is made using. The roof of this house will be having 4 clear glass panels, trapezium in shape and all of same size. There will be total 4 glass panels which all are in the trapezium shape and their size is same. यहाँ पर एक जो टेरेस है टॉप ऑफ द हाउस है उसमें टोटल 4 ट्रेपेजियम है जो कि ग्लास के बने होंगे so that there will be enough lighting. Second thing, one tinted glass panel half a regular octagon in shape. Then we have a tinted glass panel which is not transparent, and here it is in the shape of half of a regular octagon. Now we have a description of this whole image into 2 parts. One is top view and other one is front view. Based upon this graph given in the question paper, we have to find out the answers of any 4 question out of 5 given question. Means यहाँ पर आपको total 5 question मिलेंगे, उन 5 question में से किसी 4 को आपको attempt करना है. तो ऐसे टोटल 4 क्वेश्चंस हैं जो केस स्टडी बेस्ड है. दिस इज फ्रॉम योर सिलेबस ओनली. ऑन डिफरेंट टॉपिक्स यू विल बी गेटिंग समथिंग इंटरेस्टिंग वेयर you have to go through the basics of your chapter related concepts and then only you will be find out the answers of this question. So let us start with the questions one by one, then we'll be able to understand what is exactly this thing is. So the first question in this question number 17 is, we have 2 points out of a figure. We have to find the midpoint of line segment joining these 2 points J and I whose coordinates are given to us. Clearly here we have to assume that J is having coordinates x1 y1, that is equivalent to 6, 70. The point I is having the coordinates x2 y2, that is 9, 15. Now the coordinates of midpoint, we have a midpoint formula, that is x1 plus x2 divided by 2, y1 plus y2 divided by 2. The coordinates of midpoints of any 2 points is calculated by using this relation x1 plus x2 divided by 2, y1 plus y2 divided by 2. It is a special case of section formula where the ratio is equal. Then the section formula, if we substitute the value of m1 m2 equal to 1, this becomes this way. So here let us substitute the values. X1 is 6, x2 is 9 upon 2, 17 plus 16, y1 plus y2 upon 2. So from here we are getting 15 by 2 and 33 by 2. So this is the correct answer. We have 4 different options here, so we can take the answer 15 by 2 and 33 by 2, which is your third option here. Let us come to the B part of question number 17. The question is the distance of point P from y-axis. As you know, in coordinate, the distance from different coordinate axis, we can find out it very easily if we know the coordinates of the given point. Here, when we go through the graph given in the question, the coordinates of the point P, are 4, 8. The point P is 4, 8. So here we want to calculate the distance from y-axis. So the distance from y-axis is nothing but abscissa abscissa of this point. So abscissa is 4. So this is a very simple question. If you are able to find out this point from the given graph, if you are able to find out the coordinates of point P by using the given graph, if you go through the graph, you will find out the distance from y-axis is 4 and the distance from x-axis is 8. So the coordinates are 4, 8. So clearly the distance from y-axis is. Let us come to the C part, the next part of question number 17. Again, this question is very simple. We have to calculate the distance between the points A and S here. The distance between the point A and S is, the first option is 4, second 8, third 16 and 20. Clearly, we have to use distance formula here, and for that we need the coordinates of point A and S. So by observing the graph, we can find out the coordinates of A and S. Coordinates of points A are 1, 8, and similarly the coordinates of point S are 17, 8. So if we apply the distance formula here, the distance AS will be nothing but, if we consider this as x1, y1 and this is as x2, y2. The distance formula is x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. So let us substitute the values here. x2 is 17 minus 1 whole square, 17 minus 1, x2 minus x1, then 8 minus 8, it is the same point. So this is what we are getting, this is 0. So we are getting here 16 square under square root sign, that is nothing but 16. So clearly the distance between these 2 points is 16. Here when we look at the points, there is no need to apply distance formula, as these points are having the same distance from y-axis. ये इनका जो y कोऑर्डिनेट है वो 8 है, तो इनकी जो डिस्टेंस है x एक्सिस से वो इक्वल है, मीन्स द डिफरेंस इज ओनली इन द x कोऑर्डिनेट. तो जो इन दोनों के बीच का डिस्टेंस होगा वो डायरेक्टली x कोऑर्डिनेट का डिफरेंस होता. सो दैट्स व्हाई 17 minus 1 is 16. So that can be done directly. So let us come to the fourth part of this. Here we have to find the coordinates of the point which divides the line segment joining the points A and B in the ratio 1:3 internally. We have 2 points A and B. So by observation we can find out the coordinates of A. The point A here is 1, 8, which we have used in the previous question, and the coordinates of point B here is 5, 10. Now we have to find a point in between. Suppose this is point A 1, 8 and this is the point B 5, 10. We have to find a point in between, which let us call C, is dividing this line into ratio 1:3. Clearly this is a question of section formula, and by applying section formula we can find out the coordinates of C. The formula is m1 x2 plus m2 x1 upon m1 plus m2. This is the x coordinate, and the y coordinate here is m1 y2 and m2 y1 upon m1 plus m2. Clearly we have to replace x by y in the first value. Let us substitute the values here. m1, the ratio is 1 and m2 is 3. So 1:3 is there, so m1 is 1 and m2 is 3. So m1 is 1 into x2 here is 5 plus m2 is 3 and the value of x1 is 1 upon 1 plus 3, m1 plus m2, comma, here m1 is 1, y2 is 10 plus 3 into y1 is 8 upon 1 plus 3. So here what we have, the coordinate of point C is 5 plus 3, 8 upon 4, comma, this is 10 plus 24. This is what we are getting, 10 from 1 into 10 and 3 into 8 is 24. So total is 34 divided by 4. So if we look at this, this is coming out to be 2 and The second point is coming out to be, if we divide 34 by 4, we will be getting 8.5. So the coordinates of this point C, which will divide the points A and B by using section formula in the ratio 1:3, is coming out to be 2, 8.5. So the correct option here is 4th, which is again a very simple formula based question. So we can say these questions which are based on case study are not tough, but we have a concept here that we have to find these coordinates of the given points by using graph. If you do not know how to find out the coordinates of these points, then you will not be able to solve the question. So let us come to the last question of this case study with question number 117. If a point x, y is equidistant from Q and S, the coordinates of Q are 9, 8 and the coordinates of S are 17, 8. Then we have the relation between x and y. This is a question of distance formula. Here we have to use one information that suppose this point is P and its coordinates are x, y, and it is given that the distance between these 2 points, means the distance of point P from Q, that is 9, 8, and the distance of point P from S, that is 17, 8, is equal. We have to find the relation between x, y. So let us start with the information. The distance PQ is equals to PS. It is given to us. So when we use the formula for this, we can square them, because we will be getting square root sign here. So if we square them, they will be equal. So let us apply the formula here. When we are writing PQ, the second point will be considered here. So 9 minus x square plus 8 minus y whole square is equals to, if we consider PS, then the second point will be considered by S. So 17 minus x whole square plus 8 minus y whole square. This relation we are getting from here. Clearly, when we look at this, this is 8 minus y square, 8 minus y whole square, this will be cancelled. So the whole equation here is coming in terms of x. Let us simplify this. If we apply a minus b whole square in both the sides, so what we will get, 9 square is 81, a square minus 2ab, so 2 into 9 into x, this we will get 18x plus b square, that is x square, is equals to 17 square, that is 289, minus 2ab, so minus 2 into 17 into x, this is 34x with a minus sign, then x square. So again we have a same term, x square and x square, this will be cancelled. Finally, if we bring this minus 18x is kept here and this 34x is brought to LHS, we will get this. Then 289 and the 81 will come here, so we will get minus 81. So on simplification, we are getting 34 with positive sign and 18 with negative sign. So here what we are getting, 34 minus 18 as 16x is equals to, when we look at this, we are getting 289 minus 81, which is nothing. When we solve this further, 18 minus 18x plus 34 is equals to 289 minus 81. We are getting 16x is equals to 308, and if we bring this 16 here, this will be in division. So when we divide this, we will be getting 1 and 3. So the value is coming out to be x is equals to 13, and as the answer is given in other format, x minus 13, we are having this answer as x minus 13 is equals to 0. So here clearly the second option is correct answer. So this is the end of question number 17. Again, we can say this is a case study bit question. It is a time taking question because in each and every question we have to apply a different approach. based on that chapter. So we can say we have to be very careful while solving this question, as we have to answer any 4 out of 5, first thing. Second thing is that we have to go through the whole description given before each and every question. Then only we are able to solve this question.